Hello, I am KeShauna Davis, a Bachelor of Fine Arts candidate for the fall semester of 2020, and thank you so much for coming to my artist talk. Some fun facts about me: I am a Jacksonville native, born and raised for the most part, until my mom decided she wanted to finish school when I was 8 years old, and she went back to Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, which is a historically black college and university, which really influences my love of learning and it influences my art, and I'll get into that a little bit later. I love to read books and I love to travel. So who I am exactly. I am a sculptor, that's what my concentration is in. I am a metal and woodworker. My primary processes include casting, printmaking, and collaging. Printmaking is my second favorite process because it's very forgiving and therapeutic. It helps me give me a rough draft for my sketches, and it helps me outline my research and create better proposals. Casting is the process of making a copy of an object using a rigid form in a liquid material that solidifies. The most common practice of casting is more than likely making ice cubes for drinks. So the water would be the object, the ice cube tray would be the liquid, or would be the rigid form, and then you would freeze that, and then it would solidify, making it an ice. Reoccurring themes for my work include ethnography, which is the study of individuals and their culture and the connection between the two. Duality, literature, and current events. These are all four very important parts of me that make up who I am, being a black woman into the South. My inspiration mainly comes from experience, the African diaspora, politics, and sociology. Books that inspire me include Patchy by Nicole Dennis Benn, which is an amazing love story between mother and daughter. Well-Read Black Girl, which is similar to Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul by various black women authors. And the most influential book is Harold and the Purple Crayon, and the reason for that is that's the first book I could remember reading by myself. And I also really appreciated how Harold just didn't like his world at the time, so he just picked up a crayon and he just created him a new one and let his imagination just take him any and everywhere that it could. Kind of like what art students do in their world today. Artists who inspire me the most include, but are not limited to, Simone Lee on the far left, Chakaya Booker in the middle, and Beyonce Knowles on the far right. What inspires me most about these three women collectively, that they have incredible work ethic. They always draw inspiration from their ancestors before them, and they always continue to inspire the generations after them. And this is my earlier work, the internet, and this was inspired by different opinions on the internet and how they affect us. And here are some of my earlier works. These are seed series 1, 2, and 3. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know that we were seeds, anonymous. And most of these pieces are cast in iron or bronze, and they have other mixed media elements. This was inspired by Maya Angelou's autobiography and the different things that she was going through while she was becoming a famous writer. And just like anything else, my current works are inspired by the experiences between buses and books. There were three women: my grandmother's best friend and neighbor, Miss Minnie, a bus driver, his wife, and his wife's best friend. None of these women were like directly related, but they all had one thing in common, that they passed away from dialysis within about 6 months of each other. And I was wondering to myself, hearing the story on the bus and listening to the story from my grandmother, I was wondering why dialysis were more in African American neighborhoods versus anywhere else. And I wondered why the effects of dialysis were disproportionately affecting African Americans opposed to any other races. So with that information and that experience, I started to do more research, and I came across a book called Medical Apartheid. The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Africans from Colonial Times to the Present, written by Harriet A. Washington. And this book touches the basis from slavery all the way up to the present times, about 2005, of different experiments done on Black people for medical advancement. My current exhibition is called My Body, Your Choice, Dissecting Personal Agency and True Color. This is an account of sacrificed body parts and the study of poisonous flowers. These fit my reoccurring themes of duality, life and death, hard and delicate, and experience and research. Alison Saar and her work was a really big inspiration to me for this piece, because that Alison Saar bases and focuses on Black women and Black storytelling and Black pain without being super traumatic. And I really wanted to embody this and to transform this and to make it mine and to help me move my work forward, because I was dealing with such a heavy topic. I wanted to make art for Black women that were not traumatizing and for other people to enjoy and empathize with as well. Deciding to cast my own body for this project was a big step with the process, and conceptually for me, this made my work a lot more personal, and this made me appreciate myself and appreciate what my body and what other people's bodies can do and what they go through just to tell their own stories medically or socially or even politically. This piece is called Taking Advantage of America's Most Vulnerable. Both of these pieces are made out of plaster, graphite, fabric, and rebar wire. Growing out of this arm is the European spindle fruit. When digested, the European spindle fruit poisons the bloodstream. And this is inspired from the exploitation of donating plasma. This piece is from the current exhibition. This piece is called Performing Unwanted Sterilization on a Child for the Belief of Eugenics. And the eugenics is studying of cleansing bad characteristics contained by one race. The flower that is growing out of this belly casting is a common comfrey, and it attacks fertility. And this was inspired by the story of Fannie Lou Hamer, who was sterilized unknowingly as a child when she was 12 years old. I'd like to send a special thank you to my family and friends, to the neighborhood that I'm from, Sherwood, the Jacksonville art community, and my two professors, Jimmy and Lance, that make up Havoc.